So I have 48 hours here in Berlin, Germany, and actually we're starting this trip out here in Potsdam, Germany. Is that how you say it?
Potsdam, that's correct.
He said it way better than me, but he's German. As you guys can see behind us, there's actually another palace on the way there, which is called the Orange Palace.
Kind of. Orangery Schloss.
Yeah, that sounded way better than my pronunciation again. So right now we are actually in the gardens of the first palace, and interestingly enough, the artist, the creator, was inspired by the Palace of Versailles and their gardens. And when you walk through these gardens, you're definitely going to see a lot of Baroque architecture here. Prussia, whenever this country was Prussia, like, amazing job with the palaces. I feel like it's taking me back to Greek and Roman times. Like, just look at the statue right here. I don't know what it's saying or what it really means, but I know that it's very beautiful. Excuse me, sir. Do you speak any English? This guy right here was my German father. He's not a random guy.
A little bit.
So is this the palace?
This is a palace, Sanssouci.
Anyone that says Germans are not the nicest people in this world, they really are. They really are. Like, this man just helped me out. Don't even know who this man is. All right, so we finally made it to the third palace that we planned on coming to see today, which you guys know I can't pronounce it.
It's the Palace of Sanssouci.
To be honest, we recommend starting at Neus Palace first because there's no gardens there, and also there's a university, part of the university's there. All right, actually, correction, this place was actually commissioned by Sophia Charlotte, the wife of King Frederick I, not by him, but by her. So if anyone knows, did they use this back in the day as a bathtub, like in the garden? Because if so, that's pretty cool. So we stopped here to get us some hot dogs, some currywurst. Currywurst, yeah. So we stopped here to get some hot dogs, some currywurst, some beer. Why? Because this is like a perfect spot to get food.
Wheat bread roll, hot dog, beer, barbecue sauce, mayo, crispy cheddar, bacon, green relish, apple relish, lettuce.
And then some pommes, and then of course, we had to get the donut ass chicken beer.
I'm happy about that.
How is it?
It's pretty nice.
What's up?
I don't think I'll buy here a hot dog again. It was a bit too much sauce in the end. And honestly, the usual hot dog is a bit better than that.
There's so many flavors going on right now. Like, you can see the pesto green sauce. You can see the pesto green sauce in there. The sausage, the spicy tomato. Just a lot of flavors going on in my mouth right now. But I would rate this probably a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. All right, now we're going for the currywurst. This is way better than it's only 6.10, and it comes with pommes. All right, so I'm gonna keep it honest on this channel. I will always try to keep it honest on this channel, and if I don't, please call me out in the comment section. I'm telling you guys right now, at least for me, the fries were not that good. The pommes, the fries, they were not that good here. Like, no. I would probably say 8.3 out of 10. All right, so we just knocked off number 2 on the checklist, and we were headed to number 3. I didn't want to talk while I was there at the memorial for the Jews of Europe, but you guys can see it right across your screen right now. Apparently there's an underground portion. We didn't do that portion because we're stuck on time right now. There's an underground portion, you can choose to do it. We didn't have time to do it just yet, but that just means I can come back and do it the next time. I'm here at the Brandenburg Gate here in Berlin, Germany, and this is like a must-see tourist attraction. A tourist attraction when you come here. A little brief history on the gate that's like really significant is the fact that the statue at the top was actually kidnapped by Napoleon whenever the French army came through here in the early 1800s, and was returned, I want to say 1814, after Napoleon lost. I think it's just crazy on how like they came through the city and then took the statue and then used it as like a treasure, a war treasure. Used it as a war treasure and then brought it back here. And then the last brief little history thing we're going to talk about the Brandenburg Gate is whenever the Berlin Wall was up in the 1960s, it was actually in an area that was restricted to the citizens of East and West Berlin. And then once the wall came down and once New Year's happened, they celebrated here at the gate. And then just like other places in the world, this is one of those places where the Germans, well, more specifically the Berliners actually fought for their right to freedom of speech, fought to their right to assembling together, and just some freedoms during the Prussian era, during the German era, and some of them became martyrs. So there's a lot of history here at the gate, not just to take your photo at, but also just try to like research this place before you come in when you're actually standing here and take it in. Right behind me we have this huge beautiful building. It is actually where Parliament is here in Deutschland. It's very beautiful. You can actually pay tickets to go in. There's a glass dome at the very top which gives you very beautiful views of the city. I'm not gonna pay to actually go in though. So right behind me you guys can see the park. There's people playing live music. When you come here, you're really going to feel like, you're really gonna feel patriotic. There's so many German flags. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 German flags out on the Parliament building. All right, so day number 2 in Berlin, and we are at the East Berlin Wall. And this wall, for those of you guys who do not know, was actually constructed to separate East and West Berlin. And it did that for 28 years. And when it fell in the early 90s, over 21 artists, well, over 21 countries got together, and artists from those countries painted these murals that you guys see behind me. And these are not the original ones from the 1990s, but they were retouched up, and it's the same exact murals, essentially. Now, when you're going to see the wall, there is 2 separate walls that you can see when you come to see the East Berlin Wall. That wall right there, which on the other side, there's a long line of tourists. And as you guys can see, there is like no tourists over here with me. So now we're gonna head to the next spot, but very historic. Come see the East Berlin Wall. Definitely worth it to just sit here and realize that, like, I guess stand here, but that this wall separated people from going to the other part of their city. One of the most famous murals here on the East Berlin Wall. A lot of people come here to get their photos taken in front of it, to shoot videos, and it's depicting the East German president at the time, and also Leonid, a Soviet leader. So just when you come, look at this mural, do a little bit of history, see what's going on, like try to know what's going on with the wall whenever you do come here. All right, so currently we're here at Museum Island. As you guys can see behind me, we have the Berlin Cathedral. And if you're coming to Berlin, this is where you should start your trip out. Don't be like us, because there is so many different things you can see around here. To the left, you have the museum. To the far right, you have a palace that was here that stood for the Prussian capital. And I don't know if you can see it, but the little tower, the huge tower actually over there. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna have a little small picnic. We got some beers, some Danish beers, some German beers. We got some croissants, and we're gonna get the show on the road. Oh, slice. All right, so the ham and cheese croissant, we're gonna see if this is worth it. That's a pretty good snack, actually. Do not drink on an empty stomach, okay? I'm telling you guys that.
Do not drink on an empty stomach.
I'm gonna try this thing. It's called a Berliner. Berliner? Oh, Berliner. Here in Berlin, it looks like a strawberry donut for all my Americans out there. So let's give it a try. I didn't get no jam in that at all. Like,
it's in the center of the thing.
Okay, it's not bad, but there definitely needs to be more jam in this. More jam, 100%.